For the TBS title, Taya Valkyrie against Jade Cargill. And Brian, Jane's your girl.
Well, Layla Gray was at ringside. Don't forget Layla Gray.
And Layla Gray, she was at ringside. And I'm just going to make a couple of comments. For the people who haven't been paying attention, Jade Cargill has the most title defenses in AEW of any champion, male or female. She's 55-0, undefeated. The only place she's ever been a professional wrestler. She's had 55 pro matches. She's won them all. What does any of this mean, and why has it been done? If Taya Valkyrie was not going to win this, then who will? What opponent versus Jade Cargill on pay-per-view will draw money? What matchup could you make after putting all that time and effort into her and her push, and she's undefeated, 55-0, and she's got her own belt that's like part of her ring outfit? Why is this happening? What opponent do they have in store for her that's going to be a big money-drawing match or a main event on a television program? Or what is the reason, Pat? Does she have a no-job deal in her contract? Otherwise, why is this happening? Could you not have done this with one of your top main event level talents, this big, or somebody you could get over like a Hobbs or a Starks or a fucking or a Darby, and do that, or even part of that, instead of the two most productive champions, the two most prominent, the two most winningest champions are Jade Cargill and our little puppy Pockets. They have the big records in AEW. Oh. And the stipulation on this match was if Taya used Cargill's move, which is Beth Phoenix's move, the faceplant thing, then she would be disqualified. And I watched this because in the past, I've loved Taya Valkyrie. She looks great. She's got the size. I've seen her have good matches. She was very entertaining for about 3 weeks as Frankie Monet in NXT, as the rich Paris Hilton looking type of deal before they screwed her over there. She's got experience. She's wrestled in a variety of places. This was fucking rotten. And it wasn't all Jane's fault. I think it was a style clash, but Jane is rotten. There's no doubt about that. Taya, who I thought was good, was rotten in this match and in this environment. I don't know if it was all Jane or a style clash or what, but this was brutal to fucking watch. They tried to get way too complicated at the end. And the whole idea of Taya not being able to do the finish because of the fake lawyer, Mark Sterling. So that was the stipulation of the match. So she goes to do the move, and the ref says, no, you can't do that. And she drops Jane out of it, who went down on her back, and then Taya just leaned forward and stretched her arms out where she could be rolled up by Jane. So instead of, oh, I'm going for my move. Oh, shit, I can't use it. I forgot. Oh, my God, I got capitalized on. It was, I'm going for my move. You can't use that. Well, I'll set her down. Oh, she's down at my feet. I'll lean over and roll forward. 1, 2, 3.
That was the fakest looking finish to a match I think I've ever seen. That was as clear a cooperation as I've ever seen on national TV.
It was unmissable. Let me just bend over and throw my arms down here and roll forward into this for you so that you can pin me. And then she was so mad about losing that she decked the fake lawyer, I'm talking about Taya, and grabbed referee Aubrey Ed and picked her up and tried to give her the finish. But the other referees ran in there and stopped her. And when she dropped Aubrey galloped out of there. Holy mackerel, she rounded the far turn and passed Secretariat's time. This was abysmal. And like I said, Jane, we know can't have she looks like a star and they present her like a star. She can't have a match. And she's only had 55 of them over the past 3 years or whatever. It's been 2 years or 3 years now that she's been around.
Oh, she was there like right at the beginning of 2020, wasn't she? Because that's when they did the Cody Shaq angle.
Well, okay, in 3 years, she's had 55 matches because it's not like she's out working the indies. So she's rotten, and she's going to be rotten because she's green, and she's been told she's doing well, apparently. And Taya
had a look of frustration on her face at the end that you rarely see on TV.
Yeah. And like I said, we've seen her be good, but not here. All righty.
This match was really bad. With that said, the one thing Jade has down is she knows how to at least give off a star.
She looks good just standing there.
She's clearly athletic. And she's had 50-something matches. I can't imagine any of them or many of them have gone too long. So then the question is, what is she really doing with her ring time? Is this it? Do you want to get her to be something more than this? Because right now, we've said it before, there's a women's division and then there's Jade Cargill. She's almost like an entity unto herself.
Yeah.
Or unto herself, I should say, where she has her matches and then she'll do a promo or two for the next month and then you see her again for a match and then nothing. Who's she going to wrestle that would draw money on paper? Goldberg? I really don't know.
Well, that's the point. What was this set up for then, that she's undefeated if there's no way to capitalize and either make a new star off of her being undefeated or have a big money match to advertise and sell tickets to? It's just, you're just doing it. So but she's had 55 matches in 3 years. If she was working the territories, she would have had 55 matches in 2 months. If she was working OVW 20 years ago, she would have had 55 matches in front of people, much less training, but matches in front of people in 4 months. It's been 3 years. And
that finish was embarrassing. That finish was reason enough to never put her on a live show again, or at least for a while.
But but truthfully, again, it's not her fault. She took a job where they said, okay, we're going to pay you a lot of money. We're going to give you your own belt. We're not going to beat you. You're going to be on TV. So, and I'm sure she thinks she's trying hard and she's doing well, but she's not. She's been booked great for her. But what else? What is the end result of this? Who's going to be made? What money is going to be drawn? What tickets are going to be sold? Or does she just have crummy matches and win every so often on television?
She's had a couple of managers, at least 3 different women that have been baddies. But it's like Orange Cassidy. I mean, it's not as insulting, but it's the same concept. We've seen this 3 years ago. Is it any different today than it was then? And I think with Jade, the answer sadly is no. There's no evolution of her.
Well, anyway, cut to shit, Brian, because it's time for the main event. See, that's another one of her catchphrases also. She had to tell the announcer to cut the shit.
She's not allowed to say that anymore.
Well, and plus he had never actually taken a shit for there to be one there to cut. So anyway,